A girl with 4 legs, a boy with glowing eyes, a human lizard, and a woman growing wires. You won't believe they're real, but they are. Huang Chunkai from China lived with one of the most extreme medical conditions ever recorded. A massive facial tumor caused by neurofibromatosis grew to over 50 pounds and hung down from his face like a heavy curtain. It affected his speech, vision, and ability to eat. Huang became known around the world when photos of him spread online and in the news. His face had transformed so much that it was hard to believe he was still able to stand upright. Despite this, he fought to keep going, eventually undergoing surgery to reduce the tumor. His case shocked doctors everywhere, and became one of the most talked about examples of human endurance and rare conditions. In 2018, doctors in Indonesia delivered a baby with a single eye in the center of its face. The condition, called cyclopia, is so rare that most cases aren't even seen outside of textbooks. The baby had no nose and lived only briefly, but the image left doctors and the public speechless. It was something almost no one expected to see in real life, a rare glimpse into what extreme genetics can produce. Chandra Orayan was born in India with an actual tail, nearly 13 inches long. It's real, covered in hair, and grew naturally from his lower back. Some villagers believed he was a reincarnation of a god, and lined up just to touch him. Doctors say it's a mild form of spina bifida, but to Chandra it's part of who he is. He refused surgery and embraced the attention, becoming a local celebrity without even trying. Didier Montalvo had a massive birthmark that covered most of his back, so large and thick it resembled a turtle shell. Born in Colombia, he became known as the Turtle Boy. His condition, called congenital melanocytic nevus, made life difficult and honestly pretty painful. Some in his village even believed he was cursed. But, thankfully, a team of surgeons eventually helped remove it, completely changing his life and allowing him to move freely for the first time. In her late 80s, Liang Xiuzhen from China began growing a horn-like mass from her forehead. Yeah, you heard that right. It just kept growing, eventually reaching over 5 inches in length. Her family was, well, pretty stunned. It looked exactly like something straight out of folklore. A real horn on a real person. Doctors identified it as a rare cutaneous horn made of keratin, the same material as nails. The growth made her famous, not just in China but far beyond. Ma Xiangong from China became a national curiosity when he started doing something that, honestly, most people wouldn't even try to believe, touching live electric wires with his bare hands and feeling absolutely nothing. Scientists examined him, completely puzzled by his ability to resist shock. He even claimed he could power light bulbs just by holding them. While some questioned how, his acts were recorded and left many viewers amazed and confused. Lucky Diamond Rich took body art to the absolute extreme. Covered from head to toe, including his eyelids, gums, and even inside his ears, he holds the record for the most tattooed man on Earth. And, you know, he didn't stop at just one layer of ink either. Many areas are tattooed multiple times. Originally from New Zealand, he turned himself into a walking art piece and now performs around the world as a living canvas. Valeria Lukyanova, a model from Ukraine, gained fame for her unreal appearance. With wide eyes, a tiny waist, flawless skin, and features so doll-like they seemed edited in real life, she became known as the human Barbie. Her transformation sparked huge debate, no doubt about it. Valeria claimed most of her look came from makeup and styling, not surgery, which only added to the mystery. Photos of her face still stop people cold. Kaleem was born in India with hands so large they stunned doctors, each hand weighing over 17 pounds. By the time he was 8 years old, his fingers had grown longer than most adult hands. His condition made everyday tasks nearly impossible, from buttoning shirts to tying shoelaces. Surgeons believe it's a form of localized gigantism, but no clear diagnosis was ever given. Kaleem's photos went viral worldwide. Tessa Evans was born in Ireland with no nose at all. No nasal passage, no cavity, nothing. It's a condition called arrhythmia, and it's so rare that only a handful of cases exist worldwide. Despite it, she learned to breathe through her mouth and lives an active life. Her parents chose not to hide her condition. Instead, they helped Tessa become a symbol of strength, acceptance, and being proud of who you are. Claudio, from Brazil, has a condition that turned his spine severely backward, causing his head to rest upside down on his back. Most thought he wouldn't survive infancy, but Claudio learned to live, work, write, and even use a computer. He became a motivational speaker and shocked everyone by living completely independently. His story challenges everything we think we know about physical limits. Wang Fang was born in China with her left foot completely twisted around, facing backward. Doctors said she might never walk normally. But Wang ignored the doubts. She runs, walks, and even works like anyone else. Her foot might look unusual, but she lives without pain or limits. Instead of hiding it, she embraces her rare condition. In a world obsessed with perfection, Wang proves that different can still mean strong. Born in India, Lakshmi Tatma stunned doctors and villagers alike. She had, well, 4 arms and 4 legs due to a rare case of conjoined parasitic twinning. Many believed she was a goddess, and families traveled from far and wide to worship her. But, Lakshmi's condition made daily life pretty risky. A major surgery eventually removed the extra limbs and saved her. Today she's healthy and thriving, a living example of how science and spirit often meet in the most unexpected ways. Jaspreet Singh Kalra, also known as the Rubberboy of India, has one of the most flexible bodies ever recorded. He can twist his head and torso completely around, folding himself in ways that honestly seem impossible. His skills have landed him on talent shows and even in record books. Doctors say his incredible flexibility comes from a rare spinal condition combined with, of course, intense training. Watching him move feels more like animation than real life. Gary Turner holds the Guinness World Record for the stretchiest skin on Earth. Thanks to a condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, his skin acts almost like rubber. He can pull it several inches away from his body, twist it, and even shape it like putty. Now, it's not just a party trick. It's a real genetic disorder that affects connective tissue. Gary travels the world showing what the human body is capable of when biology breaks the usual rules. Daniel Browning Smith is known as the Rubberboy, and, well, it's easy to see why. He can twist his body into shapes that honestly don't seem human. Daniel has Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is a rare condition that makes his joints and skin ultra-flexible. He holds multiple world records for flexibility, like fitting through a tennis racket and even dislocating his shoulders on command. Watching him move feels almost unreal, like he's made of rubber instead of bones. Deddy Koswara, from Indonesia, developed a rare immune disorder that caused wart-like growths to cover his hands and feet. Over time, these growths thickened into twisted, bark-like shapes that looked just like tree roots. He became known as the Tree Man. Surgeons removed pounds of the growths, but unfortunately, they always came back. Despite everything, Deddy stayed hopeful. Honestly, his condition is one of the most extreme ever seen by modern medicine. Nong Yu Hui, from China, was born with bright blue eyes, a rare sight for someone of Asian descent. But what really made him stand out was his ability to see in the dark. Doctors and reporters tested him under pitch-black conditions, and Nong could read, write, and even spot objects with ease. His eyes reflected light like a cat's, which was just fascinating. No one fully understood how he could do it, but Nong became known worldwide as the boy with night vision. Robert Wadlow from the United States reached an unbelievable height of 8 feet 11 inches. Born back in 1918, his growth never stopped due to a rare condition that caused an excess of growth hormone. At his peak, he needed leg braces and custom-built everything, from furniture to shoes. Despite his physical struggles, he remained positive and toured the country as the Gentle Giant. To this day, no one has surpassed his towering height. Lee Redmond, from Utah, spent over 30 years growing her nails, and, believe it or not, never cut them once. The total length reached more than 28 feet combined. She could no longer open doors or perform simple tasks, but she found ways to adapt. Her nails twisted into long, curling ribbons, making her instantly recognizable. She once said that growing them was about patience and discipline, not fame. Even after an accident broke them, her story continues to inspire. Deandra Forrest is a groundbreaking model born with albinism, a condition that makes her skin and hair extremely light despite her African-American roots. Her golden features and piercing green eyes have turned her into a fashion icon. She became one of the first women with albinism to sign with a major modeling agency. Deandra challenges beauty standards and uses her platform to educate others about genetic diversity and acceptance. Wim Hof, nicknamed the Iceman, does things most people wouldn't even try once. I mean, really, who climbs mountains in shorts? Well, Wim does. He's also run a marathon above the Arctic Circle barefoot and sat in ice baths for hours. Yeah, hours. Scientists have studied him and discovered that he can actually control his body temperature through specific breathing techniques. Wim believes that anyone can train their body and mind the way he did. Whether or not that's true, you've got to admit his cold-defying feats are still unmatched. Akshat Saxena was born in India with 24 fingers and toes, 7 on each hand and 5 on each foot. That's more than anyone has ever recorded. Doctors explained it was a rare form of polydactyly, where extra digits develop during growth. His hands, honestly, looked like something straight out of a comic book. Eventually, surgeons removed the extra digits to improve functionality. But for a while, Akshat held a world record as the most naturally digit-rich person alive. This is a real person who underwent one of the most dramatic body transformations ever recorded. Completely covered from head to toe in custom-designed prosthetics and body paint, this man turned himself into a lizard-like being. We're talking scales, claws, and even a textured chest. Some people think it's just a publicity stunt or maybe performance art, while others believe it's part of an extreme identity project that mixes art, body modification, and character immersion. Whether for science fiction or self-expression, it's nearly impossible to look away. Shiloh Pepin was born with a condition so rare doctors didn't expect her to live past a few days. Her legs were fused together from birth, giving her the appearance of a mermaid. A real case of Siren Amelia. Despite her condition, Shiloh defied every prediction. She swam, danced, and even appeared on national TV. Her personality was bright, her spirit unstoppable. She became known as the Mermaid Girl, and left behind a story that inspired millions around the world. Brooke Greenberg baffled the medical world. Though she lived to be 20, her body and mind never aged beyond that of a toddler. She stayed tiny, didn't speak, and never developed like other kids. Doctors called her condition Syndrome X, but no one fully understood how or why she stayed frozen in time. Brooke's life became a mystery that challenged science itself. Her story fascinated researchers and showed just how unpredictable human biology can be. Jesus Aceves from Mexico was born with a condition called hypertrichosis, which causes thick hair to grow over most of the face and body. The look earned him the nickname Wolfman, and he became famous in circuses and documentaries. But underneath the fur was a thoughtful, soft-spoken man. She used his platform to raise awareness and promote body acceptance. He embraced what made him different, and made it unforgettable. Lara and Mara Bawar aren't just twins, they're walking art. Born in Sao Paulo, they have albinism, which gives them pale skin and light hair that contrast beautifully with their African features. Their unique look caught the eye of global fashion photographers, and they quickly became rising stars. Their photos challenge beauty norms and show how genetics can create truly rare, captivating appearances that redefine modern modeling. In China, Wang Qian shocked everyone when he began growing what looked like a horn from the side of his head. Made of keratin, like fingernails, the horn kept growing slowly until it reached nearly 4 inches long. Locals called it a devil's horn, but Wang didn't seem fazed. Doctors say it's a rare skin condition, but few cases grow this large. His appearance drew global curiosity and sparked endless rumors about whether it was even real. In Mexico, the Ramos Gomez family shares a rare condition: congenital hypertrichosis. It causes thick hair to grow on their faces, including foreheads, cheeks, and noses. Most families pass down recipes or heirlooms. This family passed down an ultra-rare genetic trait. They embraced it fully, performing in circuses and proudly showing their lineage to the world. It's one of the most visually striking inherited traits ever recorded. Elaine Davidson took body piercing to a level no one else has reached. With over 11,000 piercings, on her face, chest, arms, and even tongue, she holds the Guinness World Record. Originally from Brazil, she now lives in the UK and continues to add more. Her look is jaw-dropping, covered in metal from head to toe, but Elaine says it's not about the shock. It's about expressing freedom and controlling how she looks in her own way. Jodi Amja stands just over 2 feet tall, officially the world's smallest living woman. Born in India, she has a condition called primordial dwarfism. Her size didn't stop her from dreaming big. Jodi became an actress and appeared in international TV shows. Everywhere she goes, people are stunned by her voice, charm, and confidence. She may be the smallest adult in the world, but her presence is anything but small. Supatra Sasuphan, from Thailand, was once named the world's hairiest girl by Guinness. She has Ambras syndrome, an extremely rare condition that causes thick hair to grow over her face, arms, and upper body. Kids once teased her, but she didn't let that stop her. Supatra became proud of her look and spoke out about self-love and uniqueness, Today she's a symbol of confidence and proof that beauty really does come in every form. Byron Schlenker holds the world record for the widest tongue, over 3.3 inches across. Yeah, you heard that right. It's so wide he can even hold an entire soda can flat on it. Byron, who lives in New York, didn't even realize he was special until, get this, his daughter pointed it out. And here's the kicker. Ironically, she also holds the record for the widest female tongue. I mean, talk about a family trait. Their unique appearances have gone viral, turning this unusual feature into a fun little piece of internet fame. Back in the 1800s, hunters in India stumbled upon something truly wild, a young boy living among wolves. He walked on all fours, ate raw meat, and completely avoided people. This boy was named Dina Sanichar, and believe it or not, many think his story inspired. Raised by animals, Dina never fully adapted to human life. He preferred silence, raw food, and isolation. His case fascinated scientists and storytellers alike, becoming one of the most famous feral child cases ever recorded. In the early 1900s, Pascual Piñón became a sensation across the United States for what seemed to be a second face growing out of his forehead. And no, it wasn't just a clever trick. He actually had a large tumor that Sideshow promoters shaped into a face, possibly over an actual parasitic twin. While the second face didn't move, his appearance drew massive crowds. Pascual toured with circuses, and became one of the most talked about performers of his time. Myrtle Corbin was born with a dipigus twin, a rare condition where her body developed two separate pelvises and four legs. She had control over one pair, while the others moved passively. In the 1800s, she became a popular sideshow performer known as the four-legged girl from Texas. Despite her condition, she lived a full life, married, and had children. Her case remains one of the most well-documented medical anomalies in history. Michel Lotito, a French performer, could eat anything, literally, from metal to rubber, even an entire airplane over the course of 2 years. His stomach lining was unusually thick, allowing him to digest objects most people would never even consider. He ate bicycles, shopping carts, TVs, and more. Doctors confirmed his bizarre ability. Michel turned it into a stage act, becoming known worldwide as Monsieur Mange-Tout, or Mr. Eat-All. Isaac Sprague was known as the living skeleton. Born in the 1800s, he suffered from an extreme wasting condition, likely a form of muscular atrophy. As an adult, he weighed only about 43 pounds despite eating normally. He joined P.T. Barnum's circus and became one of the most recognizable sideshow figures of the era. Despite his frail body, he lived into his 40s and worked to support his family through performance. Michael Ruffinelli holds the title for the world's widest natural hips, measuring over 8 feet around. Her body weight distributes heavily in her lower half, giving her a figure that shocks people at first glance. She's healthy, active, and proud of her look. Michael says she doesn't struggle with self-esteem. Instead, she embraces her curves and challenges beauty standards with confidence and style. Zheng Jinlian was the tallest woman ever recorded, standing at 8 feet 1 3/4 inches. Born in China in 1964, her height resulted from a condition that caused uncontrollable growth. Even as a young girl, she towered over everyone. She had difficulty walking and faced many health challenges, passing away at just 17. Her incredible height remains unmatched among women to this day, and is still studied by medical experts. Romário dos Santos Alves from Brazil became known for his massive, unnatural biceps. But they didn't grow from training. He injected them with synthol oil, causing his muscles to swell dangerously. His arms became so heavy, doctors considered amputation. Romário later admitted he was addicted to the attention and the look, but the toll on his body was serious. His story became a cautionary tale about extreme body modification. Ram Singh Chauhan from India has the longest mustache on earth, stretching over 18 feet. He began growing it in the 1980s and hasn't cut it since. Caring for it takes hours, including daily oiling, combing, and wrapping. He sees his mustache as a symbol of honor and tradition. Ram Singh's appearance draws crowds wherever he goes, and his legendary facial hair has become a source of national pride. Phineas Gage was a railroad worker in the 1800s who survived a freak accident. A metal rod shot through his skull and out the top of his head. He lived, walked, and even spoke afterward. But something changed. His personality was completely different. He became one of the first major cases in neuroscience to show how brain injuries could affect behavior. His skull is still on display at Harvard Medical School. Rümeysa Gelgi from Turkey stands at 7 feet 1 inch, making her the tallest living woman today. She has Weaver syndrome, a condition that causes accelerated growth and other complications. Despite mobility challenges, Rümeysa uses her platform to educate and inspire others. She holds multiple Guinness records and models custom fashion to fit her frame. Her towering height is only part of what makes her remarkable. Ashlyn Blocker looks like any other girl at first glance, but her body works very differently. She was born with a rare condition called congenital insensitivity to pain. That means she can touch a hot stove, scrape her knee, or even break a bone, and feel nothing at all. As a baby, her parents noticed something was off when she didn't cry during shots or flinch when injured. While it might sound like a superpower, it's actually dangerous. Ashlyn has to be constantly monitored because she can't tell when something is wrong. She could walk around with a serious infection or injury and not know it. Her story gained global attention and helped doctors learn more about how pain works in the human body. Ashlyn's life is full of caution, yet she keeps a positive outlook. What she lives with every day reminds us that pain, as unpleasant as it is, plays a vital role in protecting us. Sydney Smith from Los Angeles took inspiration from the long-necked women of the Cheyenne tribe and turned it into her own unique journey. At just 28 years old, she wore custom-made brass rings around her neck every day for years, gradually increasing their number until her neck appeared far longer than average. Her unusual look earned her the nickname Giraffe Woman. Sydney said the rings gave her a sense of beauty and identity she didn't find anywhere else. She became a global curiosity, but eventually removed the rings after struggling with physical discomfort and social pressure. Her muscles had weakened, and adjusting to normal life again wasn't easy. Still, she said the experience helped her understand self-expression, identity, and the cost of extreme transformation. Sydney's story shows how far people go to explore who they are, even if the results surprise the world. Maria Oz, a Ukrainian artist and internet personality, became famous for her massive anime-like eyes that almost don't seem real. Her photos spread fast across social media, with people wondering if they were edited, but videos confirmed her look was genuine. Her unusually large eyes give her a doll-like, almost surreal appearance that instantly grabs attention. Some speculated about genetic factors, while others assumed cosmetic enhancement. Maria claimed her features are natural, and her wide-eyed expression became her trademark. While she keeps much of her personal life private, her face alone turned her into a viral icon. Her gaze is so intense and unique that it feels like something straight out of a fantasy film. Maria Oz remains one of the most visually unforgettable faces on the internet, leaving viewers curious every time she appears on screen. Jonathan Pitre, a Canadian teenager, lived with one of the most painful conditions known: epidermolysis bullosa. His skin was so fragile it blistered or tore from the lightest touch, almost like paper. Daily routines most people take for granted were full of risk for him. Bandage changes took hours and caused excruciating pain, yet Jonathan faced it all with incredible strength. He became known as the Butterfly Boy because of how delicate his skin was, like a butterfly's wing. Despite constant pain, he used his voice to raise awareness and support others with the same condition. Jonathan gave interviews, appeared at events, and helped raise millions for research. His courage and positivity inspired people around the world. He passed away in 2018 at only 17 years old, but his impact continues. His story isn't just about pain, it's about the power of a determined spirit in a fragile body. Nur Syaida, a teacher from Indonesia, shocked doctors and terrified locals when metal wires began growing out of her body. Dozens of thin, rust-colored strands slowly emerged from her chest and stomach, and no one could explain how or why. X-rays showed the wires weren't implants. They moved, they returned after removal, and they hurt. Rumors spread fast: black magic, curses, even possession. But Nur Syaida wasn't trying to scare anyone. She just wanted answers. Her case attracted international attention, yet science never cracked the mystery. Some saw her as a medical anomaly, others as something not meant to be understood. She eventually withdrew from public life, leaving behind photos and whispers. Nur Syaida's story ended without a clear diagnosis. And maybe that's what makes it stick in our minds. It's not always about what we can explain. Sometimes the most unforgettable people are the ones we still can't figure out. That's about it. What is your uniqueness? Write in the comments. For more useful information, watch other videos.